And welcome back to Sister. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about your curiosity to cash flow and top land investing questions that we get. These are the most common ones. So I just decided to dedicate a whole entire podcast to the top land investing questions that we're getting. Welcome back to Sister Land Investors, where both women build wealth, one mindset shift and land deal at a time. I'm your host, Elizabeth. My sister, again, is in the room next to me. One-on-one calls. I know a lot of women are liking the one-on-one calls. Cindy does them once a week. If you have not signed up, make sure you're signed up for our community and our apprenticeship, and you have access to my sister and I. Today, we're diving into the top questions we hear from mom, professional women, aspiring land investors that we get all the time. There are real concerns out there of what ifs and how do I even start. We're going to discuss all that and get it out of the way so you can not hesitate and start moving forward, because a lot of you will not take action until these questions are answered. So in case you ladies had the same questions but didn't dare to comment or message us, we're making this entire podcast just for you. Number one question that we've been getting a lot is, how do I start investing in land? That is a question we get quite a bit. I like to tell the ladies that are just starting is trying wholesaling. Wholesaling is find a buyer and find a seller and then marry them. You control the deal without even owning the land. And land investing, this is huge, and a lot of women can start doing this right away. You control the deal, you partner up with the team, with one of us, a founder, a seasoned investor, one that's done it a couple of times, and you could discuss the financing where you don't have to put any money of your own. You just find the property, a great deal, and a buyer, and then you just marry that and get a little profit. You can start with no money or as little as 1,000 on rural markets. So not a lot to lose there. Again, a lot to learn every step of the way. Lack of money isn't a barrier. Lack of creativity is, ladies. So that's something that you should get into and try to learn more, get creative. So wholesaling is a big one that I give to all you busy women and moms. That's something you can try with land. Again, I have to tell you, with land, it's a lot easier than a home. It's raw land. There's nothing to fix. You don't want to fix or make improvements. Find a great deal. Find someone that can finance it for you. We are here. We have a community of land investors that are willing to lend their money on great investment opportunities. If you don't have a buyer, all of us in the community have someone. It just depends in the areas that you're looking for, because a lot of us just kind of build our community of sellers and buyers, and we just stay in that area. And I'm one of those, and I know my sister's one of those. And yes, we dip our toes in other areas to start building that momentum in those areas. But I would recommend start again in your own backyard where you know people or brokers or agents that could help you find buyers and sellers. So wholesaling is a great way. The second question we get is due diligence. Should I do it before buying a piece of land or after I found a piece of land or what? And I tell everyone you should start doing due diligence right away. If it's something that it's interesting to you, start learning about the area, the market, how they're buying, how they're selling. All these are crucial, important due diligence that you need to start doing today. Check access. Is there road access, zoning, floods, utilities? Start checking all that. And then confirm legal ownership. Send it to title, call the counties, ask them. That's my favorite thing to do, asking the counties for information. Know your exit strategy before you even buy, ladies. That's the number one tip. In our community, we give a list of due diligence that they must have before they even purchase, before moving forward. So make sure you have notes on that, what to look for. Again, road access is a big one, so you have to make sure of that. Flooding, back taxes, there's so much more, but you do want to do that due diligence. So once everything checks off and it looks good for you to buy, Your exit strategy is huge. You have to have a buyer, someone that wants your property. Having a buyer is huge. So once you start building that momentum and getting people to call you, that is your buyer list, someone that's interested. I hear a lot of land investors at the moment that are struggling with the pricing because the sellers want more. They're still stuck back 2 years ago when it was selling higher and they want more. A lot of prices are coming down. So you don't want to buy market. You always want to buy low, super low, to be able to sell it quick. You don't want to hold on to it. Try not to do much with the land. Buy it super low and sell it lower than market value. Question number 3 is, where can I find the best off market land deals? And this is a great question. We want the best off market land deals. Again, you have to do your research on where people are moving, companies, where's the demand, the work, people's best schools, all these things that help people buy properties in that community or area. And then you start doing more due diligence there. You want where people are moving to or vacationing, but mostly what people need. What do they need? They need to be close to gas stations, supermarkets, their work, things of that nature. You have to do your due diligence around there. And then send a mail offer. Because if you text or email, I've tried that. We've tried it, and the response is not as high as getting a mail in your mailbox. So use that. Texting again is good for some owners, especially the young kids that don't want the land from the grandparents or their parents. Text messaging does work sometimes. Text a liquid list. Just seeing what's in the area. Land flipping platforms, LandWatch, Land.com, Land Century. Go to land websites where they're selling land. A quick little tip, build a system that brings leads to you weekly. So again, if you're constantly sending offers, calling people, messaging people, you're going to get an offer. And this is huge because you could turn around and sell it, but make sure you buy low in order to sell it quick. You want to have an exit strategy right away, and that's to sell it quick. Question number 4 that we get is, how do I flip the land for a profit? So again, it goes back to number 3. You want to buy it super low off market to sell it quick. So acquire low, do your due diligence, see what the market is. Again, the market right now in 2025, if you're listening to, has been a little crazy, but still people are selling. People are buying and selling. Their taxes went up, the interest rates are high. So this is your time to start doing financing the land. I think that's huge. Financing land is huge because a lot of people just don't want those high interest rates, and you could become the bank and do it for half the fraction of what the market interest rates are, and you will get your monthly payments. It's a beautiful way to acquire low, improve the market. Send great pictures, ladies, to sell it, to flip the land for profit. Pictures are huge. Drone. Make sure it's a beautiful sunny day. Get your drones out there. Send someone that knows how to take pictures, what's close by, and put all that as your marketing tool to sell. It's huge to start networking with builders in the area where your land is, because a lot of these builders will buy your piece of property. If they need more land, if the demand is high for homes, they will buy your property. So find the builders, get to know them, get their phone numbers, their emails, and start sending them your list. So make sure you double or triple your money. Just doubling is good enough. You want a quick flip? Just turn around and flip it quick for a quick double. Again, we purchased properties for $3,000 and sold them for $12,000 in less than 2-3 months. But again, the secret is buying them super low. So you have to find these motivated sellers to sell to you, or people that no longer need the property or want the property. Those are huge for you because you can turn around and sell them quick and they'll move quick. Yes, find where the demand's high, go there, make offers. You want to look outside major metros for advantages. Always keep in mind the best markets are the ones you know how to research. So make sure you have enough data of where people are moving to, the workspaces, big corporations, because people work for big corporations, so they want to live close to their business or their jobs. The final question that we also get a lot: how do I make passive income without quitting my job? For a lot of you moms that have beautiful corporate jobs and don't want to leave it because you're happy there, you don't have to leave your job. You can just finance again or sell and get creative with the notes. That's what I like to do. That's what we did. If you don't want to leave your job and you like it, you like your benefits and everything there, just do seller finance or find other investors to invest with. We have a lot of corporate business women that invest with us. So you could just lend your money for a percentage and they could turn around and flip it for you and you get a nice return. So you don't always have to go in and you yourself do the due diligence. So this is a beautiful thing. Rent land for RV storage or agricultural use. You can rent it. You can partner, like I said before, and share profits. Hire VAs to manage your marketing leads. You don't want to do all the due diligence and you're working from 9 to 5, hire a VA or partner with one of us. It's a beautiful way to generate more. Okay, so here we go. We're going to end it with a nice little quote or mantra. Build your machine once and let it work while you sleep. This is what we all want. We want to build our systems and let it do its work for you. We don't want to work in the business. We just want to oversee everything and make sure everything is running smoothly. So that's our ultimate goal. That's where you want to get to too. Again, make sure you watch our segment on land versus stock, what's better for building wealth. This last one was another question that we got a lot, and I did a whole podcast previously on this, land versus stock. I'll say it again. I'm not a financial advisor by no means, so make sure you go to your financial advisor. But for me, land is more tangible, undervalued, and it builds up over time. You can manage it yourself. You can turn around and flip it if you need the cash quick. You don't have to wait and get penalties if you turn around and sell it the next month. You don't get penalized, none of that. So I guess I'm being a little biased because that's my forte, land. But again, you could probably argue both ways. I don't know much about stocks. Having equity in a company is good. You build it over long term. Yeah, it may be good, but land does too. So again, maybe having a little bit of both. I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor, but I gave my points on land investing versus stocks on a previous podcast. Go listen to that. Give me your thoughts. I want to hear that. Um, Again, the reason why I choose land, you have control of the asset. No Wall Street person has control over your asset versus stocks. Wall Street kind of someone's running your stocks and telling you when to buy, when to sell, and you might lose. I don't know. I don't know. But stocks are paper promises. Land is real. Stock is digital or on paper. Land does not vanish overnight. So there you go. That's that. Again, go listen to that podcast. I went a little bit more in depth on that. And then finally, how do I balance investing with motherhood and full-time job? This is another question that we get a lot from a lot of you moms. How to balance investing in land while being a mother, raising kids, or having a full-time job and raising kids. So, like I tell my friends and I tell all the ladies in our community, schedule, write down your calendar the way you write down your meetings, like Monday at 8 a.m. I have to meet with my boss. That's exactly what I do. Monday at 8 a.m. I have to do my due diligence. Where are people moving to? I need a new county. I need more land. People are asking me if I have more properties in this area of the state. Well, let me start doing my due diligence in that area because I'm getting more than 5 requests. So you schedule time to do due diligence. You schedule time for your calls, schedule time to send offers, schedule time to return calls, to talk to your VAs, your assistants. You schedule everything and do it around your work and your kids. So first, of course, for me has always been my children. So I do my work around my kids. When they're at school or at camps, that's when I work on my business. When they're home with me, Yes, I do take calls. I made a whole podcast on that too. I take calls. I let them listen into my calls because I want them to learn. And they know this call that I'm getting may be money to purchase your new vehicle or a trip wherever you want to go. So for them to know and take the calls while you're at home with the kids, it's okay. I always answer my phone call. And if I can't answer it for whatever reason, because not always do I get to answer the phone call if I'm on another call or I'm at a meeting with like my sister doing consultations and I don't get to the calls, I call them back immediately. With that, I don't mess around and I try not to hand that off, even though I do have my daughter sit in and take some calls from time to time. But for the most part, I try to answer all the calls. I do use systems and I recommend everyone that is starting off to automatically start using a system, either Google Sheets or Airtable, or for us it's ClickUp. I love it. I just used it for projects before and it was an easy transition to making it into a CRM. It has everything there. It's automated. I love it. So use whatever works for you and just add to it. So if it's Google Sheets, Office 360, use that, whatever it is that you use, Airtable, whatever it is that you use, but use it. Use it, get organized, and do your thing. A word of encouragement, mothers. Involve your kids, make it a family fun event. Whatever you do, try to have fun with it. And last but not least, your role as a mom is your superpower because you lead by example, not by what you say, but by example. So make sure you give a good example every time you do anything. Last but not least, the final question that we get a lot, and I'm sure a lot of you haven't, is now a right time? With the economy being so uncertain, is it a right time to start investing? And let me tell you, being part of a couple of, I don't know if to call it a recession, I don't even know if they termed it that, but inflation, prices going up, interest rates going up, with uncertain times and being through this not once, but twice now, and seeing my parents go through it in the past, I dedicated again another podcast on uncertain times create opportunity. I did a whole podcast on that because I believe when people are scared to make the move to purchase the land, this is the time for you to jump. This is the time for you to get active and do it because everyone's like waiting on the sidelines doing nothing. This is the time for you to do. So take the opportunity, make the splurge, buy it, buy the land. Again, try to buy it low so you can sell it quick. Land is inflation resistant and recession resilient. People will always need land. You need it for everything, to build schools, to grow crops, for grocery stores, to homes, communities, government buildings, hospitals, all kinds of uses for land. It will survive. You need land for everything. Ladies, you asked the questions and today we gave you the answers. Land investing isn't just for experts or trust fund babies. It's for you to start with what you have and stay plugged into our community and let your visions, not your fears, lead you throughout the way. So hopefully this answered your questions. And again, feel free to send us questions. We're here to answer all your questions. And we love you, ladies. Till next time, we'll see you on the next podcast. Bye.